Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with the other host
Tristan Walter.
And Tristan Walter, what are we talking about today on this extremely belated episode of Doctor Who Wednesday?
Oh, all right, you did it. Okay. We are talking about the series finale and this season, not like the actual finale.
Now, I'm
we're
confused.
going on hiatus, baby! So
I'm confused, Tristan. I thought that Jodie Whittaker was leaving, and so was Chibnall, and we were never getting Doctor Who again.
I know.
Tristan, I'm confused.
We don't talk to those people, Matt.
Yes, we do. Well, we talk about them.
I know.
Well, we have to talk about them. We can't just be like, it's not happening, people aren't talking about it.
I know.
Yeah. No, but seriously, though, you and I have been talking about, people talking about this and how interesting it's been of a phenomenon over at Keikaku Corner, and we'll talk more about it during either the episode that's currently coming out piece by piece on our YouTube channel, Those Guys on the Radio, or in the next episode, because we'll talk about it in depth, but basically just a short little thing. It's been confirmed that Whittaker is coming back, at least for Series 2, which, another series technically would be 12, but still, we knew that she was coming back, so that's not really a surprise. That wasn't in the rumor mill that she wouldn't be coming back for another one. It was just that she was only going to be coming back for one more. And then Chibnall, it was interesting because he was talking about, again, this is rumor, that he mentioned that the fact that the show is unsustainable, like doing that many episodes in 1 year, which you mentioned a hiatus. That was actually confirmed as well, because the only episode it seems like we're getting in 2019, unless, of course, because we would be getting potentially another episode, another New Year's special in 2020. The only quote-unquote episode we're getting is the New Year's special, because it's technically January 1st. So that's the only Who we're getting in 2019. We'll talk about the episode itself, and then we'll kind of move on to some of that stuff, but I don't think it's the worst. I just think that it would be nice if Doctor Who just did at least one autumn special or something. Or like a summer special.
The Doctor goes to the beach. And
then there's... Oh, yeah, that's where she would get to meet the Silurians there. Silurians at the beach. It's like a 1950s horror movie, like Creature of the Black Lagoon.
There you go.
But still...
Let's make it happen.
But no, what was that?
Let's make it happen. Let's do this.
It sounds like something that could happen. No, but I just feel like it sucks. I hate when there's hiatuses in Doctor Who, because what ends up happening is it makes it feel like a doctor has been there longer than they actually have.
Yeah.
And, and I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, man, Jodie Whittaker, she was there for 4 years, and it's just like, actually there was only 3 seasons worth of her. And I'm like, oh, like with Capaldi.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of hiatuses. But no, we'll talk about that more a little bit later, because I do want to talk about the episode itself. And I think that it was a lot better than what I expected, and maybe that's kind of why I enjoyed it so much, because I came into it, I'm not saying I wasn't hyped, because we did talk about it, and I was like, ooh, I'm very interested in what's coming up next week. But because it was just going to be a one-off into the season finale,
right.
and we were getting not into the season finale, into the New Year's special, and the New Year's special is coming up so soon. I didn't know if they were going to tie into each other. Like, I didn't know if there was going to be any returning villains. I thought that if there were going to be returning villains, it would be Daleks.
Right.
So obviously we didn't know much going into this. So I'm not saying I was hyped because we didn't know much, but again, at the same time, I was a little bit nervous. So I think that my expectations were exceeded by our nice little toothy friend who came back to say hello.
Yeah.
The sad thing, though...
You have made me a god. Excuse me?
Do we kill gods? I feel like I kill gods a lot. Do we?
I feel like
By the way, Yeah, I love that the doctor.
Is that something you do often? I'm not sure.
I love that the doctor actually called out her own hypocrisy. Like, by the way, the rules change a lot. I just you were new, so I had to set the ground rules, but they change a lot, and I laughed so hard because I was like, thank God, finally, somebody said it out loud. Because whenever the doctor's like, I have a rule, not killing, it would be like if Batman made that rule, which he has, of course, before, but it'd be like if Batman was like, I have a rule, I don't kill. But you killed last week. Yeah, but it's like, it's back on today.
Right, like, I have, like, come on, man, I have my break day. Like,
we all have our cheat day. Yes,
there exactly.
Hey, man, we all have our cheat days every once in a while. Sometimes we binge, we go a little bit murder crazy.
And I didn't actually murder him. I just broke all his limbs.
And then murdered him.
He's hemorrhaging. He's not dead.
He's dead. Cool. Batman away. And then leaves. But you see what I'm saying, though, right? Like, it was so nice that Whitaker's doctor actually acknowledged it, because you have that shit happen where, I've talked about this before, just this series on the podcast, where it seems like, depending on the doctor or even depending on the writer working with that doctor, either it's like, oh, I never kill, or I fucking look like I'm a vengeful god and I burn down everything around you because you hurt me or my friends. And again, like, I understand that.
Storm.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. So I was so happy she mentioned that. It was done as a joke, but still, it was extremely relevant. Like, hey, look, you're new, so I had to set down ground rules. But just understand that, like, if it's one of the things where, like, the doctor, I can, even though, like, the doctor doesn't want Graham to go in there guns blazing, but at the same time, I don't think she would have been super upset if he had shot the dude, I can't remember his name, the main villain, after he was basically going to murder him.
Yeah.
Like, I know the doctor's always like, there's another way, but I don't think the doctor's just like, well, thank goodness Graham got shot and he's bleeding out on the floor, but at least he didn't shoot back.
But at least he kept to his...
Yeah. No, it's the doctor.
Kept to your morals and stuck to your guns. Wrong phrase.
No. No, the doctor would have found a way to, like, use the sonic screwdriver to fucking jettison the warrior tooth god out of the fucking ship into, like, fucking space.
Right. I thought you were just going to say she would have reversed the polarity on his wound. Yeah,
reverse polarity of the neutron flow. That's just how it works. No, so how do you...
That's how you heal people. That's how medicine works. Come on.
The doctor is a scientist, so, like, don't even. But how do you feel... But how do you feel about them actually bringing him back? Because I was so happy about it, because we needed something like this, even though it wasn't like a two-parter. It's technically not a direct tie-in. Obviously, it is like tying into the first one, but it's not like it's like right after. It's thousands of years into the future. But still, I think we needed something like this to kind of tie the season together in some way. No crazy like Bad Wolf thing. But we needed something like this, right?
Yeah, I was happy to see him return too. Like, I was happy to see a connection to the beginning of the series to the end. I guess it kind of makes me a little odd that we haven't seen anybody it was kind of sad that we didn't see the Greaser again, because granted it was just the theory that I'd come up with, but like, it would have been interesting to see him in the past and actually screwing with it that way, and then them going back and realizing, oh, he's messed with time even more now. Gee, how did that happen, Ryan?
I mean, well, here's the thing.
I had to get him out of the way.
Well, here's the thing, Tristan.
Like, if it was both of them, I feel like that would have been like too much.
Yes. Well, because Tristan, here's, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to just be honest. I feel like even though you're like, Matt, I don't like hearing these people that are acting as if this is the last series of Doctor Who ever. But when you say, like, I wish it was this, I'm like, Tristan, you know there's another series of Doctor Who coming up.
No, I know. I'm not saying. Well, that's the thing. Like, it at least gives me the hope that maybe they will revisit some of these other villains later on.
Yeah, they're definitely going to. It's just that I hate that it's going to be in fucking 2020 and not 2019. But whatever.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing to see the Greaser dude? He would fit into this whole beach Doctor Who party theme that I got going on in my head. Wouldn't he fit? It would just be him with the Silurians. He's like, yeah, I got them out of the ice, whatevs.
And the Daleks would come back, too. It's like, we do not like beach days.
Well, the Daleks might act... First of all, they can't do sand. The Daleks might be in the New Year's special. I don't know if that's a rumor or not. But
contractually obligated.
Yeah, right, contractually obligated. I don't know if they count...
See the episode start up, and a Dalek, rips its way out of space and time, and the Doctor's like, how the hell did you just do that? Like, in no time have I ever actually seen you just rip a hole through space and time. Like, you fly through it, but not, burst a hole through it. It's like, I am contractually obligated!
Lawyers!
He just holds, the fucking paper for the order is, stuck to his whisker. She just, picks it up, and she's like, all right. And you see, it restarts the episode, but the opening starts over again.
Dalek, attorney at law. But the Daleks have great representation. For murdering hate monsters, the Daleks have great representation. You know what the thing that I have to say, though? I love, the Doctor's general mentality because it's not just this Doctor, of course. It's every Doctor. The idea of, look, you can be better than this. There's always another way. Please don't kill. But I have to be honest, though. I hate it. Maybe it's just the way that it was presented, but because it's happened sometimes in fiction, even if you're like, I agree with the message, but the way it was presented, why am I supposed to disagree with Graham? Well, because he's doing it out of revenge. Yeah, but it would save a lot of people. I mean, look at what this guy has already done.
Yeah,
not just when he's
even
planning
points
to
that out. He's like, we let him go once already, and now look what's happened.
And it's funny because even the warrior, even him, he's just like, yeah, I gotta be honest, guys, you really should fucking kill me. I'm gonna be real. I love being a god, but I'm gonna level with you here. You should murder me.
I'm gonna do this shit again.
Yeah.
Rest assured, I will be fucking with you for the rest of space and time if given the chance.
If given the chance, murder is always on the table. And I will always find a table. All right, so do we kill him? I hate it because, again, and you could say maybe that's just the point. It's so in your face about it that it's it is such a hard decision to make. But it's just, and I'm not saying that the Doctor should be all gung-ho. The Doctor should be yeah, so light murder, then maybe some lunch? No. But it's one of those things where it's just kind of the way it was presented, it's just it's, I know someone would say, well, it's easy to just kill him. It's yeah, but it's also much different when you're not bound to any law. In the real world, you're also I'm also bound by the law. I should not be a vigilante. I'm not Bruce Wayne. I don't have all that fucking money. What credentials?
I don't have the money to back me out of this hole.
Yeah, right. What the what do I have to get me out of this one? Not much. So you're yeah, I have to abide by the laws. Basically, yeah, why am I can't take the law into my own hands. But the Doctor does that so often than not. So much more often, to the point where the Doctor's whole thing is fuck authority.
Yeah.
I feel every time...
Now we can get involved? Now we can butt in? What happened to not getting involved in events? All right, look.
I feel
time and a place, no pun intended.
I'm just saying that I feel every time the Doctor, no matter what incarnation, drives by Gallifrey, they just start playing fuck the police. The Doctor does not give a shit about authority.
Hello, Waters and Mars.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's just what the Doctor does.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean, this episode is obviously not on that scale, but that's always my favorite example.
What was it? What did you say again?
Like, it's obviously
No, I didn't hear
this episode.
I didn't hear which episode title you said. That's why.
The Waters of Mars.
Oh God, Waters of Mars. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, another thing too I want to mention. I have a question for you. Do you think the scale was not as large? And it's like, Matt, what do you mean the scale wasn't large? Earth was in danger. Yeah, but they revealed it so late that it was kind of hard for me to be like, oh no, it's really in danger.
No, I mean, I kind of got the sense of panic because it was kind of his ace in the hole at that point. He's like, or like it was charging. It's funny. It kind of almost reminded me of charging the laser for the Death Star. Just like 15 minutes until the planet Yavin is, until Yavin 4 is in range. It's like,
but the way, but I gotta say, the way it was done though, Vader would have gotten a full Vader. Like, because Vader's like, wait, you're powering it with other planets?
Oh my God.
If my penis wasn't burned, I would be fully erect right now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You will find that the dark side leads to many powers that people find unnatural.
My God.
Oh.
No, like,
God.
could you imagine
Anyway.
Vader's like, I would be on that planet right now if I liked sand, but I don't. So just understand that my feelings are with you, you toothy fucking weirdo.
Yeah, right.
But seriously though, all jokes aside, like, that would make Vader so excited. Like, you're using other planets
what about Palpatine? Just be like,
oh God, Palpatine.
I like your style in super weapons. Up top.
Hey, you want to be an apprentice? I'm sorry, what? No, Vader, just go over there.
It's fine. Look, don't worry about it. You're just swapping ideas on doomsday weapons. Come on, can't I have other friends? No.
Yeah, it's like, don't apprentices murder each other? Come on, Vader. Baby, come on. No, but seriously though, yeah, I the reason why I talk about the scale thing is because it came out of nowhere, and also the fact that, and I know that I shouldn't be saying this because if I say it, that means that it's applicable to every episode, but I feel like in many other episodes, they usually do something to signify immediately that there's a reason why the Doctor can't use his, her, their TARDIS. Like, why can't you use the TARDIS? He's so far away. Or like, why can't? Granted, in this case, they beamed them up on a ship, so technically it wasn't on the ground, you could say.
Right.
But like, usually it's like, where is the TARDIS? Oh no, it's phasing in and out of time. What can I do? Like, there's something that it's just like, if I get in the TARDIS, then that means that the planet explodes, like something. But in this case, it was just like, oh no, we don't have the time. And I'm like, you have a TARDIS. And then finally she materialized it, and I was like, oh, thank fucking God. I know that, like, they're stressed and shit, but, like, we don't have the time. We can only do this if we have the time. And I'm like, you have a time travel ship. That's literally what you do.
The camera and winks.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt for a second. So thank God they summoned the TARDIS, because at first I was like, really? I was like, are you really going to do this right now?
You just hear the voice of the TARDIS. It's like, you rang.
Basically, yeah. So, I don't know. Like, I think it's just because, like, it was such a huge... The thing with Chibnall is he creates such huge problems. And, like, Moffat... Well, it's funny. Moffat creates them, and they're, like, the biggest thing since fucking the end of... He literally makes the biggest thing since the Big Bang, all jokes aside. Yeah, the end of time and the Big Bang. Like, that's what Moffat does, right? But I feel like Moffat... I don't know. When ending them, doesn't feel like they were ended out of nowhere. Granted, of course, they end up being, to some people, very convoluted because it's like, I'm the Doctor, and I time traveled back to the time before I was the Doctor, but still was the Doctor, and then I pushed that
I
button.
time traveled back in time before you went back and paid off the architect to then put in a secret door.
Oh, God. Had dinner with the architect. I fucking love that.
Dinner with the architect.
I know, I love that special. I forgot what it was like The Curse of Fatal Death or something. It was a parody one. God, I love it so much. It was, I showed that to you, and because when I found it, I lost my shit because Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, he's the Doctor at one point.
He's an incarnation of the Doctor, right?
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, back to what I was saying though. It just feels like, yes, Moffat does things like that, and I enjoy his work, but he does stuff like that, I admit. But with Chibnall, I feel like he creates this problem that it's like, it's a problem that we can't solve except when we do it easily, motherfucker. And then, no, I say easily only because it's just like, I don't know, it's just like the Doctor being like, I don't know, what can I do? It's like you have a time travel machine and you're literally next to two gods. What are you doing? Doctor, and then all of a sudden, I got it before the Doctor got it. Granted, I didn't know how to do it, so it's like, well, Matt, you didn't know how to do it. Yeah, but you're standing next to two gods and a time travel machine. You can do something.
I kind of like those moments where it's like, I don't know, maybe not this case, but
yes. That's what I mean, the presentation.
I like those moments where you're like, yes, that's it! Not screaming at the television, but you think oh fuck, what can they do? Wait a minute, time machine, and then it appears.
Oh yes, no, that's
I
fine.
Like that. Just being like, I know the plan.
Yes, because I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It can't be good when it does happen. I'm just saying that this time, the way it was presented here, it just felt a bit more like, Doctor, are you forgetting how you got here? Doctor. Right. And you could say, what?
No, it's I have to say, I love the line of when they were putting the planets back in place. She's like, I once towed the entire Earth with this thing. I can put a few more back into place. I really fell out of my chair.
It's stuff like that I mentioned before on the show. I love callbacks like that because they're so small that if someone doesn't know about it, they could be like, oh, that's a funny joke. And then people like you and I are like, oh my God, right, I saw that one.
Yeah.
So, because I'm pretty sure that's what Tennant did a while back.
Yeah, that was
Tennant, right?
Episode.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like Tennant with everyone at the console, and it was like, this is how it's supposed to be driven, and I was like, yay, all of you drive. By the way, I'm really happy that the dude, the one who got his back, I'm so happy he wasn't somebody evil, because I was just, there's been so many turns this episode. I'm happy the quote-unquote turn was revealed rather early, where it's like, oh no, Teeth Guy is back, and it wasn't some reveal of the true mastermind is the dude with a light beard who has a who's apparently the gardener,
I'm the gardener of this planet. Wait, what?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm just so worried that not that Chibnall would have done this, but because I don't know if he would do this big reveal, but just this idea that oh God, is he going to get his memory back? And it's just I hear a knocking, bum 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 bum. I was like, please don't do that so early. We don't need. I have no problem with tune in next time for some crazy shit, but it didn't have to be something major like the Master returning. Or having him in leagues with Teeth Guy, I was fooling you all along. I'm just so happy that at the end of the day, he's just part of the rescue mission. He's happy that he got most of his crew back, and they saved a bunch of other people in the process.
Right.
Sure, he never knows what happened to them, which is kind of sad, because he's like, I guess they're all dead, and then he flew away. But still, at least everyone there was saved. And by the way, I was worried that Graham was going to die. I was like, oh, he and Ryan are sharing a tender moment these past few episodes. Oh, he's going to get murdered.
Right. Yeah, I was sort of worried that was how it was going to go, too, because companions, ooh.
Yeah,
ooh,
especially with his, his actor, understandably, or his character, rather, understandably, and actor, of course, being so old. Sorry, I love him, but he's old. So I'm worried that, like, oh, it's a young man's game. So, like, they just kill him off for being vengeful.
Mm. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As a
yeah.
companion, usually the companions are quite young. We've never really seen a companion that old. I'm thinking not in all of Doctor Who, because obviously it's going to be like someone where it's going to be like, excuse me, sir, here's the exception. But like thinking of every single companion, at least in New Who's history, they've been predominantly young women.
Right.
Like every once in a while we'll get a sexy Jack, but like literally just Jack. Just, hey, just waving Jack Harkness. But like usually they are very young women.
Right.
And the Doctor is just like, hey, whoa. Just, hey, whoa, don't want any, hey, whoa. Like, yes, we had Rory, but Rory was, like, still in his 20s. That's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't really had a companion as old as Graham. Even thinking about back to New Who, to Old Who, Classic Who, from what I remember, like, the oldest that I remember, oldest compared, like, in human time, was, like, Ian Chesterton. Right. I could swear that he was in his 30s as a teacher because he was teaching Susan. Because I think everybody else that I remember was like, they looked like they were either in their 20s or like they were like late teens.
Right.
Yeah, even, and again, if they weren't men in their 20s or 30s and they were, women like Sarah Jane and Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I'm trying to say. That it felt like there's just been, like, this is the oldest companion we've not ever had, because again there has to be other, but like this is one of the older companions, and I was just worried that it was just like, so we're gonna kill him off. It's a young man's game, young person's game.
Right.
Just murder him.
Yeah, I feel like really though that would have been actually pretty disappointing, because then you would have lost all that growth that Ryan and him would have had together.
They had it. It would have been nice if there was more of it. That's the thing. Like, well, it's one of those things where, sadly, sometimes in TV shows, it's like, see, we had the growth, and now the growth, we're worried it might become stagnant, and we introduce death. And it's like, oh, God, you have to go through all that again.
Well,
because of course,
if Graham's character would leave, maybe like after the next series, it would be him finally being able to go home and being like, yeah, I think I can go back now and kind of take it easy and settle back into my life.
That's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted from the show. What I mean is,
we've gotten that at times. It's been a bit rockier in New Who, but
that's what I'm saying. That's all I've ever wanted from, and I meant like this show in reference to New Who specifically, because that's where we are now in the show. But like, yeah, all I ever want is just companions being like, hey man, it's my time. You take care. Maybe again one day. I don't know. And that's that.
No, don't die on me. I'm literally walking to my house. It's okay,
no!
Doc. I'm not dead. A Dalek flies out of nowhere. Damn it!
Just randomly shoots somebody. Why did you shoot that random man? Starts regenerating. They were a Time Lord, don't worry. We're on the fucking streets of London. What the fuck?
Oh, look, I found another one. How did you get here?
The Doctor is just shooting random people in the street who starts regenerating on the spot.
Well,
they weren't even trying to stop you. Jesus. You're just shooting. You're just randomly shooting. And, like, the reason why it's funny to me is because I hear the gunshots, and then I just hear the soundtrack, the older one, like that big one that Capaldi had.
Right, yeah.
No, but what I'm trying to get at, though, Tristan, is I've said this over and over. Longtime fans know that this is my opinion on the matter, so I probably sound like a broken record. But I just want to be able to have a companion be like, I've had my time, maybe again. And then you know what? Yeah, we could bring them back a season down the line or 2 seasons down the line. They don't have to be gone forever. That's fine. Especially, someone Graham's age. I don't want him to be gone forever because if you wait 30 years, it might be a problem. So, I'm okay with bringing him back in 5 to 10. But I hate it. But I hate it because we have a situation with Karen Gillan. How can we do any future callbacks or even wanting to do some kind of crossover or something when it's Karen Gillan's, Amy Pond, Rory, I'm thinking anyone else. Oh, of course, Clara, all dead.
Yeah.
Technically, Clara's not, but let's not get into that right now. They're all dead. Bill.
She is and isn't.
Yeah, I know.
Schrodinger's TARDIS.
Thank you. I was going to say Schrodinger's who. But Schrodinger's companion.
There you go.
But it's frustrating though because and look, I understand it's Matt, live in the moment, don't live for what can be done in the future. You're thinking like a comic book fan too much because I read comics all the time where if someone dies, I'm just well, see you in 6 months. But and literally it's in 6 months, 4 to 5 months later, they start the hype to bring the character back, and I'm yeah. But still, I know sometimes it's really rough. Sometimes a death really is long, but even then, long for comic books could be a little over a year, and it's that still was only 12 issues. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, Tristan, is I just want people to make decisions for themselves and not have to feel and that's what I think I like about this merry band of companions with this doctor. It seems like they're able to make decisions for themselves, and if they want to, they can be you know what? It was a fun run, but I actually have to get back to doing shit. I have a job.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, oh God, yeah. If that's
I don't know
there when you get back.
Well, it depends on when they get back, I guess. They really could leave within. They could come back in
when it's a time machine, but
oh yeah, no, it's the doctor.
The doctor always just barely misses.
6 months.
Right.
And that's true. Believe me.
Yeah, that's enough time on Earth for the employer to be they haven't been here for 6 months. What the fuck?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm sure Yaz would lose her job. However, Ryan seemingly didn't have a job. It seemed like he left his job at Amazon or whatever Amazon-type job he was working at.
Well, he was studying to be a mechanic, I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a part-time, previously. He's I worked in places like this. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, but I don't think he talked about, I'm going to school right now.
I thought he was studying for an entrance exam or something.
Oh.
They made mention to something earlier on.
Okay. But either way, I'm saying, he doesn't have crazy commitments. He might miss the exam, but he could always take the exam next semester.
Right.
As long as he didn't pay for it already. That would fucking suck.
Oh, God.
And then Graham, Graham actually, his job as a bus driver does matter. If he lost that would fucking suck. So I'll admit, he has a job. Most of them have jobs and shit to get back to, so they should probably... But still, it's... I don't know, it's just not... It just seems like their time there isn't life or death. Yes, it should be in terms of, oh, God, are they going to die? That should matter, and those stakes should be there. But I just don't want them to feel oh, if we step out this TARDIS, you might as well shoot me now, Doctor. It's holy shit, calm the fuck down. Jesus.
Right.
But
you might as well put a gun to my head and kill me yourself, because if you push me out that door, I'll never walk back in.
Okay. I don't know, Oh, by the way, so the planets in the amber, they look like amber, but I know it wasn't. The planets, didn't they look like snitches? It's a snitch is what it's called, right, from Harry Potter?
Yes, it is.
It looked like the snitch effect. of just
Yeah.
that's what was so interesting. I was like, are we gonna do this right now?
Yeah, that was a cool effect on the planet's case in the crystal cases.
That was very interesting. Also, the tie-in to religion was very interesting because it was, like, it obviously was out there. Like, I'm not going to say it wasn't in your face necessarily, but what I enjoy is that it's not like it's saying, like, yo, fuck you and you're God. It's more so like, hey, you have the power inside of you.
Right.
Don't
it's
just rely on that.
Blind. Yeah, it's not like don't give in to blind devotion. Think for yourself, but it's not wrong for you to believe in something.
Exactly. Yeah, because and maybe to be maybe some people would take it as, but they believed in him, so they're wrong. It's like no, but it's just this idea of, look, if they believed in themselves along with a higher being, it's a bit different than saying, oh, this thing shows up. Clearly, it has to be our God. Let's immediately worship it.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you don't know anything about that.
Between those two characters, too, which I also love them because seeing their powers, I'm like, so they're Force users. only like little nods here and there, like their overall powers, like of creation and like stuff like that, is far beyond the Force, but made me laugh.
No, but it does feel like they are. You're right, though. Like, just the way they dress, the way they conduct themselves, it kind of does feel like they're part of an order.
And it is that master and apprentice kind of setup between the two of them as well.
Seemingly, yes.
Yeah. Well, like, she was his teacher. And that was the other interesting thing, too, with their relationship, because she was like, you have everything you need. It's all within you. Believe in your training, and you'll be able to do anything. It's like, for this, kid who's coming into his own, he's kind of like, yeah, but you've sown into me nothing but doubt. There is nothing. The idea that nothing is certain is not a comfort to me. It's kind of terrifying.
Right.
Like talking about the universe, and it's like, huh, so this is gonna blow up. Your activities together are going to blow up in our faces later in this episode, aren't they?
Right, exactly. So yeah, thinking of the two of them though, I really do enjoy how, I mean, it seems like the younger apprentice, he always seemed nervous, like you said, like kind of just uneasy about this dude, because he literally shows up, he smiles creepily, he has fucking teeth on his face, and he's like, how about we use creation to destroy? And it's just like, this doesn't pass any smell test.
Right. Like, amidst the conversation he was just having with his teacher, of course he's like, and we're going along with this, why? Because he came to us in the right moment. But, I mean, I don't mean to be stereotypical or badmouth or anything, but, like, the dude has teeth all over him. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that I found frustrating, I think, and maybe, like, I don't know if that took me out of it necessarily, but it's kind of like I understand it's like their subservience is burned into their skulls. That's why they didn't do something sooner. But like, you already had the one kid who seemed rebellious enough, and they got him to do so much planning. Like, maybe it wasn't the kid doing it, it was her, and he was kind of just, like, his power was just being manipulated, because he seems like he was tied up, right?
Was basically he was in that machine, and then she was able to tap into his powers, and she was wholeheartedly going along with the plan, because she thought it was the plan.
So then he was just tied up there.
Building a super weapon, right?
Right.
And she's like,
so he was just...
I'm sure he used it for the right reasons.
Right, but I'm saying...
Right now?
No, but I'm saying that he was tied up for like hundreds and thousands of years, I assume. No, because like I don't think he was just like, all right, I'll go along with your plan. Like at first.
Right.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like he seems like he could have. I don't know. It's weird when you say, oh, this person is a god, but he can't undo the straps. It's like with Wonder Woman, where it's just like, Wonder Woman is a goddess unless you tie her hands up. Then she's bound and she can't do anything. Like, it's just one of those, like, weird, like, ways to try to say, even with, like, even though with Superman we've accepted it, it still is kind of a thing where it's just like, how do you stop a dude who could literally sneeze and kill you via sneeze? We have a green moon rock. Like, we have a green rock, and it hurt him good.
Or, you know, or a side of pork. Speaking of Goku.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? No, but a side of pork is good for him, I thought.
Yeah, no, it is, but like just distracting Goku with food. You're right. I should say a tiny laser beam held by a henchman.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Or the what's it called? The sight of any kind of challenge. We just immediately, it's like, well, we're all gonna die.
Goku, no.
But yeah, so I just want to say though, again, just because the episode is playing in the background as we're talking about it, like it usually is, because I always want to make sure if there's anything that comes up, and I'm like, hey, this, hey, that. I'm just so happy that this guy is not evil. Did you get some evil vibes coming from the teaser? This guy being the one who's working on the ship and ends up saving everybody. Did you get vibes that there was going to be something wrong with him?
I mean, it wouldn't be Doctor Who if I didn't. Not as much as probably not as much as I think you might have. It's funny, I don't remember the previews for this episode that well now, but
they
I feel
were so short. Like,
yeah,
they were only like 15 seconds, and it had him with his gun out talking about the war. And at first I was like, all right, I think he's fine. But then when it's just like, oh, put this on, don't worry, your memory will come back to you, I was like, I don't trust what his memory's going to be. Like,
right, yeah. I'm the master. That's
why I said that. That's why I said that way earlier. Like, I just don't trust that. Or do I just not trust him being a spy for some reason? It's like, oh, the blue guy sent him to fuck with everything and to kind of, because you know that if a Doctor Who script would be, yeah, so Teeth Guy put him in there and it's convoluted, but it still helped to drive them to him. Because instead of them just walking in, it's like, of course they get someone they think that's on their team, and then bam, gets shot with a gun.
I mean, I don't know if Teeth Guy actually, I can't remember now, did he know that they were coming? Was he like, I foresaw this?
He beamed them up.
Okay. Right. Well, because
they were actually beamed up to the ship.
Yeah. Wasn't it they got a distress call first, though? Yes,
and that was probably him.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to find them.
Right, and then they beam them in. What is it with aliens and not using guards?
Yes, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. At least they knew that. Yeah, at least he knew. Oh shit, they're here because they actually got a message, and it was like, "Hello, Doctor." But even before that, I'm pretty sure it was him. And if it wasn't him, he was still perfectly fine with the dude on the ship sending distress calls.
Yeah, I'm ready to blow up your planet now. Beam them up.
Basically. So, yeah, no, he was waiting for a while. And another thing, too, by the way, it's one of those things where I guess, the Doctor didn't know about these two people, like this race. She thought it was myth. So, obviously, it wouldn't make sense that she would know where to find them. Very huge universe.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of knew a little bit about them, but was like, oh, wow, didn't actually know if you existed or not. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, God. Wasn't it? Yeah, didn't she say it was her grandmother who told her about them, or was that a different episode?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember now. Maybe.
It was like, my grandmother told me, one of my grandmothers told me about you, but then again, she also told me that the other ones were trying to kill her, and something about, it was something horrible. Oh, and then one of my grandmothers was oh God, what was the shape-shifting aliens? Was a Zygon. So she wasn't really.
One was a Zygon.
Yeah, that my other grandmothers were Zygons. So, it was kind of hard to believe her. I was like, God damn it, that's hilarious.
Could you imagine that being an episode? The Doctor's grandmother's adventure?
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's the interesting thing. Like, I have no problem seeing random parts of the Doctor's family, especially if we got a Susan cameo, because they're Time Lords. They could be anyone. Hell, the Doctor's grandma could be younger than the current incarnation of the Doctor whenever we do end up seeing something like that. So, like, that's the thing. Like, there's no problem with doing something like that, in my opinion, so long as, like, I'm not saying that, like, it has to happen. I don't want to see the Doctor's, like, mom or dad. Technically, we've seen the mom, technically, but we don't have to see the mom or the dad or anyone else. I'm just saying, like, in depth. I'm just saying that, like, a random adventure where we just see a Time Lord and it turns out to be a relative of the Doctor would be interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would take away too much of the Doctor's mystery or lore, because it doesn't have to be someone directly, like a brother or a sister. Something like just a random cousin. It's just like, it would be really funny.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, I'm so happy Graham isn't dead. It's kind of funny how Graham actually, he both quoted Die Hard, and then he and Ryan had a Pulp Fiction moment. Well, maybe more Reservoir Dogs. No, when they stood over him pointing the guns.
Right.
But do you know about the Die Hard part I'm talking about, right?
I can't remember the scene specifically.
He said yippee-ki-yay, and then he blew up the robots.
Right.
Which I was like, that's hilarious, because in Die Hard, I believe it was the second one, it was like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, and then he blows up.
Right.
Yeah. So, which has been edited to hell on television, because imagine trying to air that on TBS in the 90s. It's like, yippee-ki-yay. No, but it would be like a thing where it's like,
Farmer?
Yeah, like Melon Farmer, and like, but it wouldn't even sound like Willis. It wouldn't even be a sound-alike. So it'd be like, yippee-ki-yay, Melon Farmer. And it's like, oh my fucking God, it just happened. Like, there was this one scene, oh my God, it was from Kill Bill, where, like, in the movie, a character says, I'm Buck and I'm ready to fuck. And it had to air on, like, TV. So it's like, I'm Buck and I'm ready to party. And it's like, oh fucking God. Jesus Christ. Like, the character died so quickly, why couldn't you just change his name to Marty? Like, Jesus
Marty,
Christ.
I'm ready to party.
But but both Marty and Party would be the same new actor, is what I'm saying. Because, like, it's just...
no, but could you imagine it's still
oh, my God,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, of course. But, oh, Jesus, it just pissed me off so much. So, yeah, the point, though, is that, he didn't swear, but he still did the scene, and it was just kind of funny because, Die Hard being a American movie, being a Christmas movie, it's so funny how this aired close to Christmas. But still, it's like, oh, it's Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and it aired so close to it. But,
I find it hilarious that, like, he took the time to build up the sniper bots again. It's like, oh, wow, you built a whole army for yourself, huh? It's like, too bad they're still trash. And the pilot just basically puts off an ion grenade. And they just fall to shit.
You kind of need something, because, like, he knew, all right, if it's not the Doctor, someone's going to fucking come after me. Granted, I'm surprised they send nothing, like, obviously the people that they sent knew how to shoot. They seemed like they were a really good, cohesive unit. You would think, though, that they would send someone more extravagant. I know it's Doctor Who and limited budget, and believe me, they spent a decent amount with everything they did in that episode. But you would think that they would send in, like, some kind of, like, I don't know, like, extravagant squad of some type that would have, like, a name, and they would, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mean like a commando group.
Yes. like they seemed really plain clothes. They seemed like normal people.
Rogue Squadron.
Basically, all jokes aside, yes.
I mean,
Like
yeah, I feel like at that point, that was another really cool scene when they're walking through all the wreckage of the ships. It's like, yeah, we may have attempted this, like, I don't know, 48 times over the last 100 years, and not a single one of us has made it into that building. Oh.
I'm just saying that, like, after a while, there has to be someone else that you go to. Granted, I don't know what year they're in. I'm just saying that, like, this is the time, even though it would overpower the episode, this is the time where you bring in a Jack Harkness.
Right.
Or, like, someone who, or, like, some group that the doctor's like, I think
Jack Harkness.
Yeah, right? No, but this is a time where you bring back a group where, like, the doctor's like, wait a minute, I know that name, and, like, it's some, like, group from, like, the Fifth Doctor who were, like, mercenaries that, like, you and I don't know about, but, like, someone out there is like, oh, my God. Like, I don't know, like, this is because, like, I'm not saying that they weren't competent, because you saw how they killed those sniper bots.
Right.
Like, they were clearly good.
Mickey and Martha, how you doing? Oh, that's right, you guys were all erased. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, were they?
Yeah, everyone from like 10 was erased by Moffat when they rebooted the universe, basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why you never saw any of them again, other than being, trying to get actors to return. But I'm pretty sure at least a few of those characters were like, yeah, sure, I'm fine to appear again.
But they weren't technically erased. They're still out there, doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm pretty sure they were all erased.
How? What? What do you mean they were erased? The Doctor was erased from existence, and then Amy remembered him, and that brought him back into existence, and then that brought back, like, everyone remembered who the Doctor was. Sans, like, Donna.
Donna's just like so much hate.
Like the one person that can't remember. Oh my God, do you know her? Amy, no, Amy, no! No, they weren't erased. They were never brought back. Never referenced again, sure.
It's so long since I've seen it, I'd have to look again, but I thought that was the deal.
No. I'm pretty sure anything that happened like that was immediately undone by the end of, like, the 45-minute episode.
Oh, I certainly hope so. Not that it really made any difference, I guess. But
I mean, but, like, no, but they literally mentioned Rose.
Yeah. Like,
11 mentioned Rose at least once or twice. Yeah, he literally saw a vision of Rose. And, the TARDIS made a... Because remember when the TARDIS was making, like, cycling through people that he knew? And it was like, oh, God, don't pick her.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, didn't it show Martha's actress?
I don't remember. It might have been so far.
No, it wasn't that. No, it was around like the time he regenerated, or was supposed to regenerate. Because he was supposed to regenerate like twice. Jesus. Do you remember that bullshit? Yeah. He was gonna regenerate. Just kidding. God damn it. Moffat, stop doing this. Moffat, stop making him regenerate and then not regenerate. That's the one thing I hope Chibnall just doesn't do. Like, when it's Jodie's time, it's just her time. Not that she's going to be happy about it, but she's just going to be like, this sucks. And not just be like, and I will, well, you know what? Who cares about the universe? Like, you do, though. Usually. Don't be so mad about it, please. But, so here's the thing I want to say. How did you feel about the end of this episode in general? Because I thought it was, again, like I thought, yes, the end of it was kind of wrapped up rather quickly. Again, like once she realizes what to do, which I know you could say about almost any Doctor Who episode. Once she figured out what to do, it was like, all right, there really is no like stakes here anymore. But not that end. Just like her speech, and then she kind of just goes into the TARDIS and closes the door. We don't get a shot of anyone else in the TARDIS, just her, and it closes. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was all right the way it wrapped up, because it was kind of just, all right, mission complete.
For me, I thought it was, even though I want her to return, obviously, and she's going to return, even if she wasn't going to return for a series, for another series, she would be in the New Year's special, so of course she's going to return. But I think that if for some reason I stopped watching Doctor Who, which, like, why? But if I did, that felt like a very nice way to, like, wrap up a series, or even just wrap up what she's done. Like she does, she saves the Earth, as any doctor would. You know, it got wrapped up in that episode. She gives a nice speech to them, and it's just kind of like all right, take care, and then closes the door.
Right.
Like, even though obviously the Earth was in danger, so it's not quote unquote chill, but it still feels like a very chill way to end a series. Where, like, with other doctors, it just feels like it obviously is always the end of the world, but, like, you know, like I said earlier, Moffat made it to the point where it'd be like the end of every single universe as we know it. And in this case, it was just like, it feels quaint to say that it's only the Earth.
Yeah.
Granted, it technically would have been other rips in time, too, because of all those planets not being there and being there at the same time. So, yes, it wouldn't have technically just been the Earth, but, like, they kind of made the focus, like, but that beam is going to hit the Earth, which, Tristan, the beam confused me. So, I feel like you're a beam expert because of Star Wars. Was the beam going around the Earth and was then going to destroy it? Because it didn't seem, like, the beam couldn't have just hit one part of the Earth, scorched it, and then been fine.
There are many classifications of beams in beamology, Matt. I would have to analyze that clip for hours just to even tell you what that beam not.
Well, I believed you for a second. Now you're going to tell me that you don't. Now you're going to tell me that you don't research dinosaurs for a living.
I swear to God, if you say I was on the moon looking for dinosaur bones again, I will smack you.
You're going to tell me that you don't research dinosaurs for a living.
I mean, not for a living, but...
on a brisk Friday night, couple beers, sure, why not?
Oh my God. I mean, you're not... Well, anyway, that's not the point. We're not talking about that now. It looked like, one of those ideas where, like, the energy wraps around the planet and then completely engulfs it to destroy it.
Right.
Not like,
because when
the Death Star shoots the beam and then kapow.
No, because obviously, it wasn't going to kapow it, but when it hit the Earth, it looks like it scorched it, and I was like, yo, that much of the Earth should not be scorched. Like, you might as well say goodbye to the planet. If that much of the Earth is scorched, God knows if that was fucking rainforests, if that was fucking glaciers.
It's okay, the trees protected it. It's fine.
Right. Oh, God, that'd be amazing, the trees. Oh, God, I remember those trees. Oh, shit, yeah. That was a good episode.
In the TARDIS again, it's like, how many fucking times do we have to avert death beams from this planet? She's like, I know, trees, I'm sorry, I said last time would be the last time, but look, it's fine, like, you did it, and it's okay. It's like, yeah, but that shit hurts.
Oh, my God. No, but it's, oh, my God, that would be amazing. I just feel like it was a nice send-off if something did happen and she couldn't return. It was a really nice way to just wrap everything up. You know, like, Doctor Who doesn't have to be some big, huge, like, the end of a season doesn't have to be big and huge. Granted, I think another issue, though, is because, like, in my opinion, is because every single episode was one episode, no two-parters. Like, it would have been nice if either this one was a two-parter or if maybe in the middle of the season there was a two-parter. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That I admit. So I'm not saying I want no two-parters, but at the same time, I do think that it's nice that they kind of were just able to wrap this up in 45 minutes, just have her say goodbye. And I think that, like I mentioned earlier, her speech about you having the power, especially in their case when they're literal fucking gods. Like, how crazy is that? Like, we serve a higher power. Man, you are the fucking higher power. Yo, come to Earth for like a second. Like, come to Earth for like a minute, put on this, and call yourself Jesus.
That is against our code and very much
Confusing.
heresy. I know, but just for I have a bet.
Actually, I'm sorry. Let me explain. You, looking at the older woman, you can stay here if you want. You, looking at the younger guy, you have to be Jesus. And you have to show up on Earth. Can you do me this one favor? Can you show up on Earth, say you're Jesus, and just read this line? And he's just like, okay. And he stands there. He's like, hello, Americans. Jesus was always black. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm just sitting there laughing maniacally.
Right.
God is up in heaven like, this isn't Christian, but it's fucking hilarious. This is not the right thing to do, but man, is this funny. But seriously though, all jokes aside, I do think that it's so interesting in their case though. It's like, yeah, they're literally gods, and because of what they've been taught, they're just like, but there's a power even stronger than us. And it's like that kind of, it's not the idea that, again, over and over, it's not the idea that, belief in a faith is wrong. It's just this idea that, if you're only talking about thoughts and prayers, and you aren't doing, then you strip away your own power and your own agency. So there's nothing wrong with them still believing in a power higher. What was that?
Like the good that you can do yourself.
Exactly. There's still so much good you can do yourself. You don't just need to rely on something greater than yourself. And I think that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
So
so
I enjoyed that as like a general lesson for the episode. I think that's something that people should walk away with more often. Like, hey man, you believe what you want to believe. Look, I grew up I went to multiple Catholic schools, right? So don't think that, I don't think, when I think about religion, my first thought is, man in cloud. Man in cloud in sky. Man in cloud in sky. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that if you were like, if you told me, hey, Matt, can you go do that? I'm just like, let me consult with the good man first. It's like, Matt, I just need you to help me out. I know, but I need to consult the Lord. All right? Just give me a minute. Like, it's just when you get to the point when you're just like, everything is involving thoughts and prayers. It's just like you're not doing a thing. So... That's what I thought was very interesting because you can also end up falling to false prophets, which has happened.
Yeah.
People just believe in like, of course, this is the second coming, and it's just like, nah, that's just a dude. That's just a person. That's just a person being like, by the way, I have a. Did you know, Tristan, that I have a one-way connection with God, and you could too. Just give me all of your credit card information. That 3-digit number on the back too, by the way.
Oh God.
No, but that's just what happens. It's just like, hey, do you want to be saved? I'm sure you do. So, and it's just like, and it's so exploitative. But I mean, that's kind of what they're also referencing in a roundabout kind of way.
Right.
These charlatans who are going around saying like, hey, you can be saved by Jesus. Give me money, you piece of shit.
Give me your undying loyalty.
Yeah, basically. And so, and it seems like he's going to...
Moisturize me.
Also, oh God, moisturize me. I don't know how long his lifespan is, but he'll probably die in that pod.
Yeah, pretty sure he'll die in that pod.
And I'm okay with never seeing him again. He doesn't need to be a recurring villain. Now, his people, his race, his warrior race, they would be interesting to see again. Yeah. But we don't need to see him ever again. We're good.
No, I think his arc is done.
And I'm fine with that.
He went for his. It's funny. Other than like you know, the really big baddies. It's like, you cross the Doctor once, you get one chance. You cross the Doctor twice, and that's why we never see you again.
That's really funny. Just literally, it's just like, he's like, I am not throwing away my shot. And it's just like, Doctor's just like, yeah, you're throwing away your shot. Pushes like one button. Oh, trapdoor. She's just like, all right, pizza? Is that what we're doing?
You just murdered a man on screen. Yeah, whatever.
No, I didn't murder him. No, it's like, no, I didn't murder him. I put him in the irreversible falling hole.
Right, exactly.
The irreversible. Yeah, basically. The irreversible falling hole, yeah, he's going to be falling in there for all of eternity. You should have just killed him, Doctor.
But that would be wrong.
She's just smiling.
Yeah, exactly.
But that would be wrong. Oh, okay. But yeah. Anywho, so now that we're closer to the end of the episode, unless you want to say anything else about the episode itself, I would like to talk about the fact that the show's still going on. Unless you have something else to say about the episode.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, like, Yaz and the Doctor got to go off on their own, but, like, it was mostly between, like, Yaz didn't seem to have as big a part in this episode, and, I mean, she has in other episodes, so that's fine, and, like, we had Graham and Ryan's big payoff, you know, in this one, so I was happy with that, and the Doctor had some, you know, one-offs here and there, which was cool. Seeing her negotiate with the other woman who was, you know, had the god powers, was nice. It was kind of interesting. Like, almost the whole makeup of the episode kind of reminded me of other episodes from New Who. Like, just getting the distress call, going down to the planet, I mean, granted, you could be like, Truthman, that's all the episodes of Doctor Who. They all, like, there is a similar,
well,
you know,
it's funny.
Plot layout.
That's kind of what Chibnall does, though. Usually his episodes, at least with Tennant, were about distress calls, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So that's his calling card, I guess. A distress call. Chibnall wrote this one.
But it's something that, like, these are things that I don't think you can really
avoid.
Yeah, right. Like, not that it wouldn't, you know, get burnt out a bit if it was every episode back to back, but it's like, it's stuff that you can reuse as long as, you know, you have a different story and different elements within it.
I mean, it's one of two things. Either the Doctor gets called to a place like, oh no, there is a distress call, or the Doctor walks out, or the Doctor walks out of the TARDIS. Oh, this is rather nice. Ah, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, there's one of two starts to a story, really.
It kind of felt like, I love, you know, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Because, like, she's like, what is this? What are you doing here? And they kind of have to go step by step to figure out what the bigger picture of what's going on is. And, like, finding out that, you know, it's planets in the crystals, and that, you know, the other guy, it's like, oh, it's the planet messing with him, and it's like, hey, I've been actually out here for quite a while trying to complete this mission.
I felt gypped about that. I wanted actual psychedelic shit to happen, and none of that happened. That I feel gypped about, actually.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
No, it's only because when they said it, I was like, oh, we're going to see some trippy shit. Like, how crazy would it have been if, like, the Doctor was like, Yaz was like, Doc, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And it's like, you know, fucking, it's just fucking Yaz
like
with a Slovene head.
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm fine, Yaz.
Too,
yeah, Yaz, I'm fine. Just please stop talking to me. Like, literally, Yaz, stop saying anything.
Right.
Also, stop breathing through your gills.
And
it's like, what?
Oh, my God. Probably my favorite part of the episode, though, was, like, the delivery that Graham had when he just talked to the Doctor. Like, that scene got me so hard. Wrong phrasing, sorry.
No, yeah, I know, like, it hit you hard. Because I knew when you said that, I was like, he said it with the inflection of hit you hard. But I will also save that for future Tristan remixes. Just dubstep.
I regretted it as soon as it left my lips. Anyway.
That really got me hard.
God
Like fucking. If we ever have an award show, like a faux award show, I'm gonna play a remixed version of that.
And I'm also going to disappear from your life after this phone call and come back 50 years and be like, come back in 50 years and be like, I am the architect of your destruction, Admiral, and like pull back the hood and I just have teeth all over my head. Anyway.
Sounds legit.
Yeah. Graham's delivery of that line, just walking straight up to the doctor, because just the conviction that he has in his voice and on his face. He's like, I know you're against this, and I respect you. You know, no disrespect to you and anything, and I've loved everything that we've done out here. But if I see him, I'm going to fucking kill him. And she's like, no. Like, and even her, like, back to him, like, I love you too, Graham, but you know I'm not going to let you do that. He's like,
thank you for reminding me. Yes. You reminded me of something. It's a small critique, and the episode wouldn't have happened if this did happen, so I totally understand that you had to do this. This doctor is so loving and caring that when this doctor knows, like, oh, God, these will fuck with your mind to the point where you'll, like, rip off your own face because you think they're bugs and shit, you would think she'd be like, you're not getting out of the TARDIS. Here's some DVDs.
That's why she gave them the stabilizers as
But
well.
it was like, what if we lose them? Like, it made it seem like there was a point where they could actually lose them or they could fall off and it turns into a horror episode.
That's true.
And she's like, just don't do that. Like, just don't.
Right.
So it made me think, like, if these things aren't stable, why would you let them go out with them?
You'll be fine. Come on. I believe in you guys. You're more competent than that.
I mean, true. But, like,
I'm not sure if that was an insult or a compliment.
Yeah, right. They have proved to be very competent. It's just like, in my head, I'm like, the way this doctor usually acts, she's so overbearingly caring that you would think she'd be like, so none of you are leaving the TARDIS. The pool is that way. I think it still is. Go there.
Right.
Like, you would think there'd be that one moment where they're like, no, doctor, you trust us, don't you? I do.
Go hang out in the pool. I'll be back in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If
also,
the planet starts
eat.
Exploding, the keys are. If the planet starts exploding, the keys are in the ignition.
By the way, don't eat before going into the pool, and don't eat while in the pool. There's a food cart there. Don't ask. And it's just like literally, it's like
Panky in my TARDIS.
Oh my God, that's really funny. I remember that.
All look at each other.
Rory drops the coil. Rory, why did you do that? It's just like my husband. My skirt, your glass floor. Rory.
Oh, God damn it, Pond.
Oh, my God. And Pond put on some trousers. But still, either way, though, back to what matters. Yeah, no, that was my only issue. Granted, again, you wouldn't have an episode, so I'm not sitting here like, how dare they? It's just that the way they built up this doctor, it's surprising that she let them out of the house with such huge... Like, just the fact that it's a planet that, like, fucks with your mind that hard. I was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was
even
the point where she looked at Graham, like I'm pretty sure the
get
first
in the TARDIS.
thing that she said as soon as he, get in the TARDIS. You're not coming with us. And he's like, you can't stop me from leaving. She's like, I really could, but I really don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, no, because that's like sealing his fate in a way where it's like you could never know what he would have done if you just pushed a button on the on your sonic screwdriver and just.
She's like, I know you can make the right choice, and I trust that you will. That's why I'm still letting you come with us.
Yes. Also, I love that Graham, because of him thinking the doctor's rule was so steadfast, it was like, don't even tell her that I shot him in the foot, please.
It
was so fun. Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, Ryan was like, you still shot him. No, it was in the foot. It was in the foot. It was just to disable him. Come on, he's fine. You're my grandson. You're supposed to be on my side. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, that was funny. But no, I think the reason why Yaz, it's just one of those things where it's frustrating because even though I'm happy that this, it gave both Ryan and Graham that sense of closure. Usually a season finale would be something that would include everyone, because of course we've had episodes specifically for Yaz or for Yaz and Ryan. In this case, you would think it would be one that would include everyone, not just, that's the hardest thing about having all these companions, because if you didn't have Yaz, which would have been horrible because I love Yaz, but if she wasn't around, then this would have made more sense. Because you would have the Doctor sauntering off, just doing her own thing, trying to maybe talk to, the fucking gods about, like, hey, be gods again. Of course, she wouldn't have two neural inhibitors. I'm pretty sure that's what she called them. But she wouldn't have, one of, like, both of those patches. Yes, if Yaz wasn't around. But what I mean is, in this episode, like you kind of were alluding to, Yaz was just kind of there. She didn't even, like, try to talk to Ryan and help him through this. Maybe they cut that out for time, but, like, she wasn't even like, how do you feel, Ryan, about the fact that, like, it was really mostly focused on Graham, but then when they took Graham and Ryan aside, that's when they could, like, discuss, like, so you really shouldn't do this, even though I know that, I'm not saying I don't want to do it, just don't do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So it was really rough for Yaz, because she's kind of just there, like, so I'm helping the Doctor. She's like, yeah, it's kind of what I'm doing. Don't know really what else to do. Or she was helping that other dude, and she was getting info out of him. Right, yeah. There's not much she could really do, though, and that's kind of what's sad about this episode. How do you feel, although I want to mention, because I don't think we actually talked about this, how do you feel about the reduced episode count? Do you like it? Obviously we want more Doctor Who, but do you think it maybe made better quality episodes, perhaps? Or, because I think it would have if Chibnall didn't write that many.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, because we still haven't seen the New Year's special either, but I did enjoy watching, like, going episode to episode. I did enjoy things, and I still do. I guess I'd probably say it wasn't my favorite season.
Well, no, I don't think it was my favorite. No.
Like, they're kind of getting, broken in a bit. We have a new Doctor, new companions, new head writer. It's going to take a little tweaking here and there. So
definitely. Yeah. And again, he wrote so many episodes, it's kind of hard to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like I hope he kind of reduces his workload for the next series so we can kind of see some other writers and also see, like, how they, would write certain things. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't write majority of the episodes, but out of 10 episodes, I'm pretty sure he worked on 6. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's my take, because Moffat worked on, like, 6 episodes out of, like, 13. That makes sense.
Right. That feels a bit more manageable. Yeah.
Exactly. And I say work on, yes, he's the head writer, but I mean, like, actually, like, putting his hand into the, on, like, the page or on the page, because people are writing on pages still. But yeah.
Having somebody else's story written and then giving it the okay.
Exactly. So, that's my take on it. I'm trying to think of anything else before we wrap this up. I'm happy that it's coming back, of course. I don't know if, what's up with the break, the hiatus. Don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, we'll talk about that more when we maybe hear some more rumors about why it's happening. But I mean, maybe Chibnall was right, at least in his case. He's like, look, I don't think we can do 10 every year, but then I would say maybe just create 3 or 4. Because the way British TV works, I'm okay if, like, Doctor Who doesn't always get a full 10 to 12 episode series. I would just like something every year.
Right, yeah, just make it a little more consistent.
Yeah, because I don't want hiatuses. I would like at least 2 specials per year. I don't think that's something crazy. One for New Year's, 1 in the summer, then we're good. For at least that one cycle. That's just my take on it. But anyway, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just feels like maybe also just with filming.
Yeah.
And getting everything to fall into place.
No, yeah, it's rough. I mean, there's a reason why most British shows, not only do they have one writer who's both the head writer and the main writer, but also they're only 3 to 6 episodes. There's a reason why that
Right.
happens. Versus like American TV shows where you have a lot of people working on it, and you also split them up so much throughout the year where it might be like, there's 22 episodes for the whole year, and then after a 4-week stretch, after a month stretch, they go on another break for like a month,
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So thank you all so much. If you want to see where you can follow us, get more episodes of everything we do, check down below. If you're listening to this through either Blog Talk Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Those Guys on the Radio, or our Those Guys on the Radio YouTube channel, just search up Those Guys on the Radio on YouTube. Thank you all so much. Love you all, and tune in. We'll be doing another Doctor Who Wednesday around New Year's. So definitely check that out because we're doing the New Year's special, everybody. Yeah. So love you all. Take care, and definitely listen to some more Doctor Who news stories that we will talk about on Keikaku Corner. All right, guys. So love you all. Take care, and see ya. Good night.
Matt's just going to put me into the TARDIS until New Year's.